One time to everybody on Facebook Live, man. I love you guys. You guys are definitely always on the check-in. Quick, fast, in a hurry. Again, this is the Word Renowned Ridin Durty radio show. We bridge the gap between hip-hop and everyday life, giving you what's next right now. I got a very exciting show for you guys today. I'm very excited about tonight's show. I got a chance to talk to a legend. We will get a chance to talk to a legend in the game. But before we do, I got to definitely let y'all know the show that you're listening to right now, the Ridin Durty Show, is brought to you by the good people at Dr. Juice Cleanse, right? Dr. Juice Cleanse is an all-natural cleanser that does all kind of amazing things for your body, like slow down the aging process. They also can help remove mucus and toxins from your body. Also, Dr. Juice Cleanse can help provide balanced pH systems. They can help you lose up to 25 pounds in just 10 days. Also, it can help relieve stress, and it can also help control your blood pressure levels, all right? But don't just take my word for it. Make sure you visit www.drjuicecleanse.com. Find out more about this amazing product. Find out how it can help you, and definitely make your order. And let them know that Vic XL and the Ridin Durty Show sent you, and you will receive a nice discount. Also, got to say one time to WMR Music Group. WMR Music Group, they are a marketing promotion and branding company. All right, if you're an artist out there and you're trying to get your music to the next level, WMR Music Group is just the company for you. If you have a hot new single and you feel like you're just a few years away from getting to where you need to be, WMR Music Group can definitely get your music into the hands of some of the hottest DJs in the country, whether it's club, radio, or any type of function. Any DJs breaking records, they can definitely get your hands there. If you have a hot visual and you feel like that, you know what, I'm definitely have what people need, but they need to see it. Well, WMR Music Group can definitely get your video on the hottest vlog sites and some of the hottest video channels across the country. Or if you feel like you have a story that needs to be told, it needs to be told, and once the people hear your story, they will definitely gravitate to your music. They can definitely get you interviews with some of the hottest radio personalities, TV personalities, and bloggers. All right, make sure you visit WMRmedia.com. Find out more about what WMR Music Group can do for you. And when you visit the website, make sure you inquire about their 6-month artist development program, and they can definitely get your career moving in the correct and right direction. Okay? All right. Now, today is Tuesday, January the 29th. I definitely got to start off by saying celebrity birthdays, by saying happy birthday to the queen of all media. Miss Oprah Winfrey turns 65 years old today. Gotta say happy birthday to her. Also gotta say happy birthday to rapper Riff Raff. He turns 37 years old today. And last but not least, I gotta say happy birthday to everybody. Uncle Charlie Wilson turns 66 years old today. So, as I always say, if you have the opportunity, make sure you visit the website and social media of these great artists and entertainers, and let them know that you heard it was their birthday on the Ridin Durty Show. All right. Now let me jump over here really quick and let y'all know a little celebrity and hip hop and entertainment news. Man, I gotta say speedy recovery to my man Jussie Smollett of Empire. It seems like he was attacked by two gentlemen in Chicago. He's now recovering from his injuries. It seemed like he was attacked. They yelled out racial and homophobic slurs to him. They also dashed him with some type of chemical substance and attempted to put a noose around his neck. They're currently investigating it to find out if this was an act of a hate crime. But definitely speedy recovery to my man Jussie Smollett. And they just broke the news to the entire cast to let them know what's going on with Jussie. But again, speedy recovery. And, man, all I can say is everyone, just please love each other and do our best with each other, man. It's crazy. Like, why would y'all attack Jussie, man? My dude is very, very, very talented. And that's just absolutely not cool. All right? Now, gotta say one time to Cardi B, man. Cardi B has had an amazing 2018. It was just announced that her song featuring Maroon 5, Girls Like You, spent 31 weeks on the Billboard Top 100 chart. So definitely one time for Cardi B, and definitely one time for Maroon 5 for definitely doing their thing on the charts last year. All right? Now, again, I told you guys last night, if you get a chance, there's a beef. It's not brewing. It's definitely going on between my man Don Q and Tory Lanez. All right? This all stemmed from Tory Lanez releasing a freestyle on some nationally syndicated radio show, and Don Q said that Tory Lanez definitely stole some of his lyrics. Well, Don Q went on as far as to release a diss record, and it was called I'm Not Joyner. Well, Tory Lanez came back with a reply to his diss record called Don Queen, and Tory Lanez is not letting up. He just released his second diss record called This Is Your King. So, hey, man. Hey. Tory Lanez has said he feels like he's one of the greatest rappers out, and he's definitely out to prove it. I personally think he's bodied my man Don Q. Hey, but we gonna see. All right, last but not least, again, man, I gotta say one time for Cardi B, make sure y'all look for her in a Pepsi commercial to be released during the Super Bowl Sunday night. All right? I've gave y'all a little celebrity news, definitely told y'all about celebrity birthdays, and let y'all know about our amazing sponsors. Now it's time for me to give y'all what I enjoy giving you guys most, and that's the word on the street. That's the people in our community definitely doing their thing, the movers and the shakers. And tonight is no different than any other night on the Ridin Durty Show. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I want to welcome to the Ridin Durty Show gospel rapper Mr. Vernon Little. How you doing today, sir?
Hello? Yes, sir. Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
All right. You doing... So, the first thing I got to ask, man, down here in the ATL, the weather is crazy. What's the weather like up on the East Coast?
It's cold, but it's raining right now. The rain is light. But they're telling us to look out for Wednesday and Thursday.
All right, so Mr. Little, let's definitely get into this thing. First of all, I gotta say welcome to the show. I gotta say this, and I wish we was talking in person because I know you were formerly of the group Def Duo, and I actually own that CD by Def Duo.
Oh yeah?
Yes, sir. I definitely.
The room? Okay. I gotta let them know that.
Yeah.
Let them know that.
Yeah. Definitely have that. So let's start this journey. Let the people know where Mr. Vernon Little is from and what's your introduction to the hip-hop game.
Hello? Yeah, I'm from the Bronx, New York. And what was the, I didn't quite hear it. What was the second thing you said? Let them know. What's the other thing?
Let the people know what's your introduction to the hip-hop game and what made you decide to get into the music business.
Okay. So, growing up in the Bronx, I mean, I was surrounded by hip-hop. I was always a fan. So how I got into it, a local DJ Joe Stick, one day I was outside in front of his building. He used to live on the third floor, and he was talking to a mutual friend. So he told our mutual friend to come upstairs. The friends, our friend Bernard, he said, well, I'm with Vern, whatever. And the kid Joe Stick, the DJ, was like, you can come up too. I went up to his crib, and it was like a rap fan's like dream. Like, he got the 2 turntables and the microphones and the hip hop posters on the wall and the crates of records. So he asked me if I wanted to rap, So I was like, all right, I just figured I'd just do what I heard, guys doing records or whatever. So I started rapping, just having fun with it or whatever. So he told me, like, yo, come back sometime. So I would go to his apartment, me and a couple other guys from the neighborhood, and he ended up having a friend in the neighborhood who was working with a guy who was looking to take people to the studio. So the three of us, because it was me and another MC and the DJ Joe Stick, we the ones that had the time, because the other guy that was rapping with us, he was an older guy going away to college. So we started going to the studio, and this is in the mid-'80s. This is going way back. So we had a manager named Pete. He was actually from New Rochelle, and he would take us to the studio and record demos. And as time went on, he was trying to make moves, man, going to record labels like Next Plateau. We would go with him, Tommy Boy, trying to get us a deal. Things wasn't happening when I was there. He was promising it was going to happen, but me being young and impatient, I was like, yo, I'm tired of this. So I ended up leaving. I'm tired of waiting, so I ended up leaving the group. And it was just a few months later, maybe 3 or 4 months later, they ended up getting a deal. I was kicking myself because those were my friends I was with them. They ended up getting a deal with Uni MCA, and they came out on a Jazzy J compilation album. Actually, they did their first single, You Gotta Believe, which was a single that we was working on together. But yeah, so my friends, they got a record deal, and I just was trying to do it on my own for a while, Things didn't quite happen for me, so into my young 20s, I just gave up on it because I had to focus on, life, taking care of myself, So fast forward into about 2009, I was working, and a coworker of mine had a home studio, and he invited me to his apartment. So I thought that might have been like God opening the door for me or something, because this coworker, he had no idea that I used to rap. And I told him, I said, yo, I used to rap back in the days, man. I'll come to your crib and do something or whatever, man. So he said, yo, I'm serious, come through or whatever. So I went to this dude's crib, coworker of mine named Dorsey. He actually was in that movie, The Warriors, that old school movie. He one of the first dudes to get killed, in that Warriors movie. But anyway, I felt like as if, being that I was raised in the church, I felt like, let me, put God first in my music and just, try to go to gospel route. Still do the regular rap like I do, but then do a couple of gospel joints. So, things have changed, whatever, with the internet. So I started just, as far as shopping your music, now you can go online. It ain't about going to the record labels and giving them a tape and all that, no more how I was when I was a kid. So I started just moving around online and, just making connections. And I was able to put out a CD in 2011, a CD called A New Beginning. And then fast forward to, it was around 2000, early last year, I ended up linking up with another one independent label or whatever, and they put out an EP for me called Double Minded. And that's what I'm still, still promoting. So that's just, long story short, that's over a long period of time or whatever. But, pretty much it just started from being a fan in the Bronx of hip-hop and meeting up with, a local DJ. And that got the juices flowing.
All right. Now, tell me about growing up and being from the Bronx, where a lot of people say hip-hop was born. A lot of people say other places, Queens. A lot of people say Brooklyn. But what was it like growing up in the Bronx, and how competitive was it being on those blocks with MCs?
Growing up, I mean, you couldn't escape hip-hop, to be honest. I mean, because dudes would be outside with what they used to call boom boxes, just radios blasting hip-hop music. I would see dudes bringing out cardboard boxes and battling and breakdancing. And I remember the first time seeing dudes bring speakers out to it's a tennis court now, but it was like a schoolyard around my way. And just, a couple of DJs was out there just having a little, what they call like a block party, but it was in a schoolyard or whatever. So it just was, all around, man, in the Bronx. And I remember one of the stores we would go to buy records doesn't exist anymore. It's called Crazy Eddie. You know what I mean? On Fordham Road, we would go and cop records, and we got to go down to Manhattan a lot too, because Manhattan was where they had it was the music factory stores and rock and soul. They used to sell a lot of break beats and breakbeat records that a lot of the rappers used to sample, back in the days, So it was just, and then the clubs was popping too. Like the first one was a skating rink that used to have dancing at night up here in the Bronx called Skate Keep. We would go there on the weekends and they would play hip hop. That was popping. It wasn't no age limit. We was real young, 13, 14 years old. But then we started going down to the city, which is, Manhattan. We say going to the city. They had clubs like Latin Quarters and Union Square. Then I would see, got to see people perform. And then the big tours started coming around, like the Def Jam tour, LL Cool J. You know, I got to go see guys like that and Run DMC performing. You know, so it was just, I had a lot of exposure to it. You know, growing up in the Bronx and New York in general. You know.
All right. Now,
and there's more I could tell you, man. There's more. Yeah.
Now, fast forward to modern era. How much do you feel like the music has changed in today's times?
It's some of the styles, the flow. I don't want to say totally different because I noticed the way a lot of guys rap now. So somewhat that like that Migos type style, the flipping the words. I mean, people like Jay-Z and Fushnickers and them was doing that way back then, but that seems to be a little more popular now. It's rap. When it started, in my opinion, the first dope rappers was like, was a guy named Kool Moe Dee. He rapped about skills, and then you had Melly Mel, like the Flash and them, were the first ones painting a picture about the urban environment, and then you had storytellers like Grandmaster Cass and McCole Crest. So a lot of different elements were introduced from back in the days, and then I say the gangster rap came about. Ice-T, KRS-One, NWA really blew it up. Now, and as far as getting money, like the being fly and all that came about. So now it seems like it's a lot more to getting money, and the gangsterism seems to be a little more popular. And I noticed like that flow that I first heard, like Jay-Z, Bone Thugs, and them made real popular. That seems to be a little more common now. I don't know if there's as much if the positivity is as popular as it was when I was growing up. I'm sure there's always going to be positive rappers, but as far as it being popular in the game, I don't think that's so much the case now. It seems like the negativity is a little more popular. It's being pushed a little more. But I would say that's the difference. It's not quite as much of a balance as it was. As far as the positive and the negative, seems to be a little more negative as far as the content, the lyrical content.
Yeah,
I can say that's somewhat of a difference.
Yeah, I definitely get it. I definitely understand that, and it's there's quite a bit of positive hip hop out there, but unfortunately, commercial radio don't play it a lot. So you really, really have to search in order to get that.
Absolutely. I mean, of course, there's Kendrick, there is J. Cole, people like that. They are exceptions, and they're doing really well, but it's not as balanced though.
No doubt.
As a whole.
No doubt. All right. So when you first hit your man's studio, what made you decide to give God the glory when doing your music?
Well, that's how I was raised, and just being more mature, and just wanting to also just put something. Try to put something positive out there and hope I could reach people with it. You know what I mean? Give them an alternative. Give them an alternative, and just really also just trusting God. Like, God, I'm gonna put you first in this, and trust you to open up some doors for me. Also, you know what I mean? Just putting it in His hands. Really. That played a part in it too. You get older, you get wiser, and also you made a lot of mistakes and been through a lot of problems that I brought on myself, and I figured let me just try to do better, do right, and try to put positive energy out there, and expect good in return.
All right, now you also
that's where I was at with that.
You also ordained minister as well. How do the people in who you fellowship with, how do they feel about your music? Well,
thank God for my mom. My mom, she was. She's transitioned now. She's not here anymore. But she always supported everything I did. Especially being that God was in it. She supported it in church and just made them accept it. Because I was in church under my mother. So they as far as my local church, they have been receptive to it, and I just found other churches that are receptive to the to gospel rap. and you know what, the people that might not have been receptive, I always would tell them about just listen to the words. Just listen to the words, you know, because the words are inspired by, you know, by scripture, you know, so you can't deny what's being put out there. It doesn't have that traditional sound, but, I mean, the words are the same, you know. It's the same. The words aren't any different. So that's what I try to get people, a lot of the people that weren't receptive to focus on is just the words, you know, and when they do, they listen. They're receptive to it when they listen to what's being said.
All right, now doing gospel hip hop, do you feel like the church looks at gospel hip hop in a negative way based on hip hop in general? Do you think when they hear the word rap or hear the word hip hop, they just think there's no way the word can be in it? Or, I mean, what do you feel like the negative stigma is? Because I interview a lot of gospel rappers, and they all tend to feel like it's just some pushback. And why do you think that is?
Sometimes we take the instrumentals from secular music, and that's just one reason. That's just one reason, because that is the case. Like, sometimes you go to church and you might hear somebody. Because I remember one time hearing the Empire. What's that, Empire State? No, the New York record that Jay-Z had did. I remember, you know, at the church I go to, they was using that, rapping over that. So sometimes, you know, when we bring those secular instrumentals from hits that are on the radio, you know, it might be, like I said, a Jay-Z record or something. People might think like, oh, they rapping over that Jay-Z record. That don't have no place here or whatever, you know. So sometimes that might be an issue, you know, as opposed to you just having something original, you know. They don't like when you just basically just take the words off you basically use the instrumental, you know, you flipping the words around or whatever, but it's still inspired by that record that we hear on secular radio. And I think also they equated to just a lot of, as I was saying, a lot of the negativity that's pretty much glorified or whatever, man. They just associate rap with negativity, because a lot of the, you know, the cursing and the degrading women or whatever, they just think for the most part that's what rap is about, but it's not. All rap isn't about that, you know? Right. And that goes back to what I was saying. They got to listen to the words. If the words are positive, it is what it is, you know? It's positive. You know, so listen to what's being said. That's all I can say. You know, a lot of times they just have this negative opinion about rap in general because of what they mainly hear in the streets and on the radio.
All right. Now,
I believe.
Tell me a little bit about your project, Double Minded. First, why did you choose the name, the meaning of that name, and how many tracks, and just give us a feel about that project. Okay,
Double Minded, the title track, it comes from, that's in James, where James talks about, there's a verse in there that says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And, you know, I was pretty much thinking about myself, because as I said, I was raised in the church, but I definitely went astray, and I was out there running around in the streets, and I've been in trouble. I've been arrested a few times. I've been incarcerated. You know, I've done a lot of foolish things that I regret. You know, that goes against how I was raised. You know, and even coming out of that, you know, having been in trouble as a teenager, I still was just doing I was involved in a lot of negativity, but still going to church because, you know, my family had a church, so it's like they needed me to help them out. So I'm running the streets, and then I'm still getting up and coming to church Sunday morning smelling like alcohol, you know, because it gets in your pores and people still can smell, you know, they still can smell you, you know what I mean? And I just started just feeling some kind of way, like, you know, you got to commit to God. Not to be perfect, of course. Jesus Christ is the only perfect one that walked the earth, but just I just felt I got to make up my mind to where, like, you know, I'm focused on God. You know, I accept Jesus as my Lord and Savior, and I'm gonna live that life. You know what I mean? And rely on Him, and I just can't be just going back and forth. You know what I mean? I gotta be committed to something. You know, so but there's a lot of people out here. You know, people love God. Like you hear a lot of artists. You know, when they win awards, you know, I thank God, but then. Still a lot of negativity in their life, in their lives. And as I said, nobody's perfect, but you know, it's just that that's just back and forth, man. It's just, you know, I think that's common. It definitely was the case with me. I just had, as they say in the church, one foot in the church, one foot in the world. You know, that's kind of where Double Minded comes from, which is the title track. And I have some regular secular songs on there. Like I have a song called "I Love Hip Hop," which is like just paying homage to hip hop and some of the people that I was a fan of coming up. And I have a song called "The Chance to Tell You," which is being promoted as a single also. And that's "The Chance to Tell You" is about you just
90
people out
seconds.
Here, they rap, sing, do spoken word. They trying to act. You just be trying to get on for so long. You just be out here just grinding, and you just want people just to hear what you got to say. You know what I mean? You just want a platform or whatever, you know? So I was just talking about, I'm looking for the chance to tell you my story, you know, what I'm about. And then I got another song on there called "One Day at a Time." And "One Day at a Time" is just talking about that struggle, you know what I mean? Because, I talk to a lot of young kids, young kids in the hood, and they can talk about how hard it is out here, and they trying to survive, they trying to get on, and, things of that nature, and they trying to, their minds ain't really right, but, they just need a little guidance, somebody to be patient with them, and just, give them, they need a sense of direction, and they need focus or whatever. So I got a song called "One Day at a Time." Just talks about basically getting your mind right, So it's just those 4 tracks. It's Double Minded, "The Chance to Tell You," "One Day at a Time," and "I Love Hip Hop." That's the EP. But I decided to go with Double Minded as the title.
All right.
The EP.
All right. What type of feedback you been getting from the people?
Individual.
10
as a whole, it's been good. This individual songs. That song, "The Chance to Tell You," seems to be the standout. The Christian community seems to like that Double Minded record. I was able to perform some of that on at a Gospel Fest concert, and the gospel, the church community is more receptive to that Double Minded track. I've gotten a lot of good feedback from that. But "The Chance to Tell You," both sides, have been receptive to that song. That one has been doing pretty well, because it's like old school R&B sounding, but it's still with a gospel message in there, So it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good.
All right.
As a whole.
How has social media affected your project and how you get your music to the masses?
Social media has been very beneficial. I would say really. Definitely the Facebook and the Twitter. Really, yeah, Twitter. Twitter has I've connected with a lot of people in the industry. Whether it's a lot of the media outlets. Twitter has been very beneficial. People have reached out and followed on Twitter. So it's definitely a promotional tool. It's enabled me to contact with a lot of the online magazines, the online radio stations. It's been social media has been very beneficial.
All right.
As far as networking.
Okay, all right. So as we round this interview out, I want to end on the note of social media and you letting the people know how to get their hands on your project. First thing, let people know how to connect with you on social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or a website, and then let the people know how to get a hold of Double Minded.
Okay, Twitter and Instagram is at Vernon Little, the number 7. Again, that's at Vernon Little, the number 7. As far as Facebook, it's just Vernon Little, and as far as I have the website. The website is up. It's VernonLittle.com. And as far as my the EP, it's available on all digital platforms. From the iTunes to the Amazon. By Vernon Little, Double Minded, it's a picture of a brain, with arrows going 2 different directions. That's available on all digital platforms. Double Minded, Vernon Little.
All right. Have you had a chance to shoot any visuals off the EP yet?
Yes, I have a video for the Double Minded. Yeah, the Double Minded track. I have a video. That got some airplay on the Word Network also. Yes, Double Minded, the title track. There's a video for that.
All right.
Yes.
All right, so look, do me a favor as we close out this interview. And first of all, I want to say thank you for coming on, being our guest. It's been very uplifting. And introduce this record to the world.
Okay, this is the first single of the double-minded EP, and it's called The Chance to Tell You. I haven't had the chance to tell you.
Appreciate it, my guy.
Ridin Durty Radio.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you, man. Keep up the good work.
All right.
Started writing again, rhyming in ciphers again. I do it for free, cause it's exciting to him. But let's be for real now. I don't turn deals down, I love to flow though. That's why I'm still around at 40 plus, yo. I'm starting to rust, but I dust myself off, thank God I trust. Some hate me, still I show love non-stop. Now I know how it feels being Barack. Oh, but no one ever loved like Christ. He gave his life to save you and me. He sacrificed, dues were paid. Since back in the days, I do a lot with less, like the Marlins and Rays. I'm waiting for the chance to get this money I'm earning. I'ma rep my hood like Hev did Mount Vernon. Mine's is Co-op City. Battle me, risky. I fry MCs, extra crispy. Fast starter, who goes harder? So now they request me, select me like the shop's best barber. Getting cake ups, a part of my makeup. I constantly tell folks, I wish I could stay, but I gotta make moves, not much comes easy. Cause I'm low, some see me as sneaky, but I talk to God a lot. In fact, every day I pray, he's never too busy to make a way for me to get through whatever I'm going through. He's done so much for me, the same he'll do for you. Just play your part, change your heart. You'll get a spark, and time light overcomes the dark. Now read Bible verses, see how deep the word is. The song that I rap just scratches the surface. With no real heaviness, I spoon-fed you this to create angst in the incredulous and hesitant.
I haven't had the chance to tell you how long must I wait.
The old school flow, old man Vernon Little, representing the Bronx. The old school throwback flavor.
When I see Christians run frantic, I can't stand it. Prayer's the bridge between peace and panic. So unwind and let fear decline. Grow in power, love, and a sound mind. Pray, don't worry, and if he's down, encourage him. Your sins are forgiven, your past becomes blurry, and don't go back. This chapter is new. Submerge in the word, life has to improve. Look for a miracle, expect the impossible. Faith is just logical. Fear's an obstacle, but folks are prepared. When my notes are shared, you're broke in despair. Well, God's hope and care. I appreciate any and all for supporting me and those who gave good advice. More importantly, in closing, he can never fail you. I'm just glad I got the chance to tell you.
I haven't had the chance to tell you how long must I wait. I haven't had the chance to tell you how long must I wait. I'm going through the same emotions day after day. That's not for me. I needed you for more than.
That was my man Vernon Little right here on the Ridin Durty Show. Yours truly, Vic XL, man. Y'all make sure y'all check us out tomorrow morning as we bring y'all another exciting episode of The Duel. Y'all have a wonderful night. Peace.